could have been a better choice even there. And going into map 3, it is going to be Cursed Tile, one of the most famous, not famous, favorite map in Korean region right now. As actually it is MVP Miracle choosing this map, so it's going to be first ban Tempest.
Yep, Tempest gonna take first ban. Almost always we see this in Korea. The teams do have a choice technically. If they wanted to choose Battleground over the ban, they have that option. But it's pretty rare. We see the targeted ban here onto Dami Zeratul. Both Dami and Good, the two most proficient Zeratul users in Korea currently.
Other than Rich.
Well, I just don't count him as a pro gamer anymore, sadly. We ate
Sadly,
our
he is
Oreos
not.
on stream, and
Yeah, that was it, and we can't really mention him anymore.
he was. We talk about what he was, but at this current time, he's not in this league, which makes me very sad.
Well, he's not retired. He's taking a break from
Sure.
the pros. So
Sure.
maybe he'll come back next season or
And-
probably next year.
And let's be real, like everyone who says, like how many Korean players in Heroes actually
Kono.
retired and then actually retired? I don't think anybody.
Hong Kono.
No, man, he's in this game. Like, we're casting him right now. He didn't actually retire. No one actually did. Noble S, yeah. Jagan's like, I'm done. Oh, what? Oh, he's back. Okay. This game's just too good. They can't stay away.
Yep, it is. If you're in the Nexus, you can never get out of
That's
Nexus.
right.
Let's see if...
Falsty is getting banned again.
And just to point out, Valera's legal.
Yes.
Can be chosen, but she is not the strongest one right now because it's once the PTR patch hits the live server, maybe that will be the time maybe we'll see some Valera action. Maybe not today. Maybe we'll see a Valera maybe on match number 3, GG versus Raven.
I think that's the most likely place we'll see her tonight, but even then I think is very unlikely. She's just not in a competitive place right now in this meta. We'll see if I'm proven wrong as the night goes on. See a shot of Hong Kono on camera here. He's given some input. There seems to be some discussion about whether or not they're going to pick up ETC. He is a great global to have here, and of course is strong in the early game. But this is a map where I'd say it's one of his weaker maps because the lanes are so far apart. 2-boss map, really large. They may just grab him regardless. We may just see a volley ETC here. And obviously the Ariel is still available. Should they want to go for that pairing with the Vala.
I would like to see them going for that. Yes, exactly. Support picks from the beginning one more time, and we saw how Tempest kind of choked into that situation before, and they're basically forced into a situation where they have to pick a support in this rotation right now, unless it is going to be banned next time.
Definitely true. I think that this is the map where Hyde actually played most of his Karazim. He was more known for his Rhaegar later on in global championships. As we see, Dahaka's taken away from Dami in this case, and they're going to grab Li Ming. If you ban Karazim here, you have to do so knowing that ETC is on your side, and it was normally used by Hyde on this map in conjunction with ETC. And Rhaegar is quite strong on this map, and basically we saw Hyde play Rhaegar next to Karazim once Karazim fell out. He used Karazim to win the summer season of OGN, Season 2 of last year, but phased him out mostly of his play going into the summer championship at Sweden. So you can target the Karazim here, but you have to do so knowing that it's not going to force an Uther pick. This is not going to create the same surf scenario on this map as it did in the previous map. We have totally different compositions here, totally different draft. So I think even banning a tank here is wise. Ban Ragnaros here, actually. Just go ahead and remove him.
Yeah, that's also a pretty good choice, and because they are forced into a situation where they actually have to pick some DPS.
Tygus, okay. That's that could come back to bite Miracle, actually.
Yeah, I was actually thinking of Miracle taking Tychus after the span phase, so that actually tilts me a little bit. But
well, what's interesting about this is Tempest could now, if they want to go all in down this path, they could like ban Vala, and then we get to this weird DPS-less situation where Sergeant Hammer becomes super desirable going forward. Tempest already has Li Ming. They're probably going to look for another damage here in a support, but definitely a little bit wonky. Another possibility for a ban here could be the Zarya or the Tassadar, either shielding heroes here. I'm gonna take Tassadar away.
Zarya with they can also go for triple warrior comp, and it has been coming out in Korea somewhat, not too often.
This is what I'm gonna say. They go straight into the Zarya Vala because this is why the Tassadar ban is a little bit weak, I feel. Because if you ban Vala, you still have reliable DPS. You kind of force them down into a mage pick. Valstad's removed. They either have to pick Gul'dan or they're looking at like Sergeant Hammer. And if you take away one shielder, they have the other one, and that's the Zarya in this case. So I feel like the Tassadar ban was a mistake by Tempest. And it's interesting. I think Miracle kind of gets everything they want as a result with that Tychus ban. Tempest now forced into the Hammer. They get Kharazim. This is without ETC, of course. But it seems to be Hyde's kind of comfort pick right now. And it's overall very commonly used over Rhaegar by most teams, especially Black, Tempest, and Mighty.
Yep, and MVP Miracle just has to finish the draft with probably a mage would fit all right here. Gul'dan, as you said, or even a Jaina will be okay to connect with the Mosh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't even think they are going to go Mosh. I think that Gul'dan here is just going to be a good wave clear hero. He's going to do some solid DPS. Has a lot of extra protection. Alternatively, they get a second tank here. I just don't feel that they need to. And just going into this double DPS with double support is going to be good. I forgot about Ragnaros because he's so deep into this draft. He's going to be a good all-around hero to have. No big wombo combos with this guy in this draft. You can obviously root into Sulfuric or vice versa. This is an interesting one. I have to lean towards MVP Miracle's composition just slightly.
Yeah, exactly the same for me. And Tempest has a similar type of draft, but let's see if they can bring it back. It is 1-1 right now between Tempest and MVP Miracle. Let's see what happens in game number 3.
Game 3, Tempest in blue, Hyde on Kharazim, Duck on Sergeant Hammer, Lockdown on Li Ming, Sign on Varian, and Modern Life on Dahaka.
In red, MVP Miracle, Hunkono on ETC, Dami on Ragnaros, Sniper on Zarya, Crazy Moving on Vala, and Darvish on Malfurion.
Here we go, G-Clef going to this big map.
Malfurion is just way too highly prioritized right now. And in this meta, CC is of course important with that root and silence. But is that going to change sometime soon? I don't know. Once Lucio comes in, maybe that's going to change.
I think that will change things. Before we had numbers, we only had talents for Lucio, just on this note, as we have this trade here, which will definitely be won by Miracle, because they have Zarya. Lucio, after playing with him and testing him in the PTR quite extensively over the past few days, I feel like he definitely is not going to be as strong as I thought. I think it's going to be murky. That kind of changes things if he's not touched from what his current status is on PTR. But I think maybe Lucio is going to shake up how movement support works, like in terms of the mobility he's going to provide, as we are just really going to trade here, like all the way down to the wire. It's like I said, it's a win for Miracle, but it looks like Tempest will eventually get this knockdown. There's no global on the side of Miracle until 10, so they can't really move down here to punish this.
Yep, and we saw the wave clear. We highlight this all the time. Zarya is just so good on wave clear and doing constant damage when she has her energy available. So it's going to be a win for Miracle for the time. But Tempest, of course, having the global, if used perfectly right, they can out macro the entire team of Miracle before 10, and that's what they actually need to do before they need to win the EXP fight before 10.
Well, as you can see here, Miracle is just going to move Zarya into the mid lane, pop that shield on the Hunkono, get energy, and just start working on these towers. Gonna see some slight damage reduction on Zarya. Obviously, the patch coming up with basically her auto attacks doing just a little bit less damage, but in general, she's just so strong regardless. Even that small tweak is not going to be enough to like stop her from doing massive damage like this. Just running to the front of the towers, blowing them up, which we see basically across the world with this hero if she's left available. Caps traded here. It's a pretty even game. I mean, basically these two have cut the map, you know, in half. We have the top forts traded, the siege giant caps traded. The only real lead for Miracle right now is their damage they've done to the mid structures. They lost a little bit of EXP bot earlier, so it's kind of even in terms of EXP even, and the spawn is pretty neutral on the tribute as well.
I think it's a little bit towards the favor of Miracle because Tempest has Sergeant Hammer on the bottom and Kemp is pushing at the moment when Dehaka is already on top. So Tempest just gave that one out. They didn't want to lose any EXP from the bot and try to contest for that tribute.
So that's basically 2.5 waves of EXP lost, soon to be 3 in the bot lane right now, because Dehaka is focused on top lane right now and got Sergeant Hammer down in the bot. So you've just got these two heroes getting extra soak non-stop. So Tempest is starting to get that EXP lead. Honkono with the power slide here to deny Modern Life. It's going to be a retreat here. Sergeant Hammer got the entire wave, so now we're 3.5 missed waves in bot for Miracle. And the longer this goes on, the better it is for Tempest, as long as they don't lose more than this mid wall, which is still somewhat standing. They've got 1 cannon tower left.
Yeah, you might find the green region not too much hype because there's not as much as teamfight as before, as this game became more of a macro game than micro game compared to years ago especially. But this is the kind of level, and just using the global heroes and distributing the right number of heroes at the lane, that actually changes a lot of things, especially when there are big rotations and when there are objectives that you need to get. And these are some big scale, big pictures that you can learn from these Korean teams, how to macro on each maps.
Okay, this positioning is really good for Miracle. Honkono especially can move over to make sure that Duck Duck is really struggling to get into position to deny. Dami's got the channel up. Hyde's actually going to commit very risky. Actually uses both of his Radiant dashes here. That means he can't really get into save Sign. Sign just walks over to get that heal as the dashes were on cooldown. Look at how much damage Crazy Moving is doing. He's low on mana, and he is going for a multi-shot build here. So actually, this tribute may eventually go to Tempest, as everyone has to reset on the side of MVP Miracle. Tempest does have that level lead. Dami's actually going to use Molten Core here. This is their opportunity. Honkono misses the stun, though. Oh man, Lockdown doing so much damage there with Calamity, and Sign with the positioning from the back catches him there. Beautiful plays here by Tempest. Sign, though, taking so much damage from that Molten Core. Modern Life gets the pick here on the Sniper.
Yeah, Modern Life actually did pretty well right there, and Molten Core going down. Ragnarok's trying to come from the side, but not in the best position to do so. Duck Duck is going to find himself next to Dami. Dami's actually out of position, and it is Honkono catching all of them with that big power slide. Great job there.
Yeah, Modern Life actually may pull Honkono to his, or pull Honkono into killing him, trying to say into his, he might have pulled himself to his own death.
Sick burrow right there, exactly.
Yep.
How you should use it, and that was one of the plays.
You got too hyped there, I lost my words for a second, but does end up surviving here. But this puts Miracle on curse point, which is the most important thing. Getting that kill would have been nice, but they still got the tribute. And this is all without a global hero. Really off of Dami's Molten Core alone. As you can see, Crazy Moving kiting around here, waiting for some support. Take this Bruiser camp. We're going to clear this faster. In fact, we'll clear double. You can see Zarya is clearing the Siege camp right now with Darvish's help as well. So 2 camps for the speed of 1 Siege Giant camp on Tempest. And they're actually going to take this opportunity to boss to secure Curse. Tempest should realize this and punish. In fact, the boss may last long enough here to where I feel like they should just ignore the tribute and deny the boss. They get so much more out of that.
I think Tempest is also making a choice right now, trying to decide which way they want to go, and they're actually coming to contest for this when Sergeant Hammer is just so far away. Hyde is the first one actually in the circle, palms himself to stay alive.
Oh man, so much damage going off here. Actually though, Crazy Moving does go down. Rag dies as well. Tempest is gonna steal this boss in a 4v5 situation. Sergeant Hammer wasn't even there, and they were able to take this fight off of Hyde's palm alone. I feel he came in there, palmed himself, went into stasis. That bought a lot of time, and now this boss is stolen. This push is going to the top. I didn't agree with the decision to leave Hammer there. Miracle had vision of Hammer as well, so I looked at this like, okay, well, they're not scared of you because they know Hammer's not here. They could see her channeling the tribute on the minimap, and yet 4v5, they steal the boss and turn this game on its head. Don't try this one at home. This is not like like Jacob's like, well, you can learn a lot about the macro and the rotations. I'm like, this one, it worked out for them. It was mechanical play that won out. This is not like a decision I would recommend to anybody to try to take a 4v5 boss fight like that.
Yeah, they had the advantage, but still that was very risky going all the way in. Hyde even had to palm himself, and Lockdown just coming super aggressive, getting those resets, and that is the potential power of having Li Ming on your team. Just having those, like the first reset is the most important one if you have Li Ming on your side, and this will just let Tempest in the lead by almost 2 levels ahead.
The two big and important talents for Li Ming are her Dominance at 4 and her Calamity at 7, because Dominance is going to give you the health back. Calamity allows you to just do so much damage to heroes in your proximity to get those resets. And once you're past 7, you can just do so much with this hero. She's got Wave of Force as well, which is good for boss invades. And we've reset in terms of curses now, with Tempest getting 2 in a row off of that boss. They didn't have enough freedom to get their own boss, so they couldn't double boss. But with that, they've gained their own curse point. And it's going to be difficult for Miracle to contest because they're down a talent tier now. They do have all their heroics available, and they do have that global now with ETC, so we're going to have that matchup, that solo Dahaka versus ETC bot lane, as they both kind of play a game of chicken as to who's going to rotate in first. It looks like MVP is not going to contest. In fact, it looks like they're going to try to get a pick onto Dahaka and then go boss. You can see this rotation to the bot lane right now. Modern Life will likely go down here. Is he going to try to brush stroke away? Doesn't look like he's going to get a chance to. Is stunned and killed. But curses against Miracle, and unfortunately, Ragnaros goes down. So 1 for 1, and Miracle cannot boss off of this.
Yeah, that's actually a better trade for Tempest because they have been pushing, and Miracle had to make that big rotation all the way down to the bottom lane to get that kill. And Modern Life actually survived for a decent amount of time, so well done by Modern Life. And Tempest just rotating it better and just snowballing this right. I feel like MVP Miracle, they're trying to take this back, but I don't think it's the perfect way.
Well, it's definitely not perfect. Miracle does, of course, send ETC bot. Hong Kong is going to try to soak, but Sign wisely responds and goes top solo. So basically 2 lanes of EXP for both teams, so no EXP lost here. Ooh, this stage dive, very weak. What a waste. And now Tempest here sends Modern Life down. They've got 3 lanes of soak temporarily. It looks like they're going to actually go for boss now, so cross the 3 lanes of soak as they're going to leave those. Miracle knows about this, but their potential to contest is so weak, especially because ETC already used stage dive. Yeah, they're just going to have to sit back and take it. And
Molten Core is already done. Feel like Tempest knew exactly because Miracle just hit level 13, and that was the exact time ETC just flew in, and Tempest, so ahead of them, just knowing exactly what Miracle wants to do right now, and Tempest taking the snowball, just making it bigger and bigger right now.
Okay, here we go. This boss defense is going to be critical. They need to make sure that this boss doesn't do much more than realistically a keep wall. Get a cannon tower or 2. It's going to give them 16 if they do. Get a cannon tower. Going to go ahead and grab the mid keep during this as well. MVP just so focused on this boss that there was nothing they could do to stop this. So I guess this is one way. You don't even lose either cannon towers, but the trade-off is you lose your mid keep, which is worse. But if they had tried to defend mid, they probably would have lost bot keep. So when you have this situation against you, there's no perfect choice in this case for Miracle. So behind now. And that mid lane will be pushing forever. They are still on curse point, you know, but will they ever be able to get a curse? They're still down a talent tier. And because we've seen such great commitments by Modern Life to deny EXP, or not deny, but make sure that Miracle is getting any extra soak in the global versus global, it seems like the gap is just the same over and over and over again.
And now here it gets caught for a second, but that was a good trade of Heroic because Tempest basically didn't have too much. Their cooldowns are just so short, and when it comes to just trading Heroic, it is actually better for Tempest.
I think Miracle actually has to contest this. The problem is they don't have 16. They have Stage Dive, though. They have everything except Expulsion Zone. And just the threat of that, plus the Scouting Drone, looks like it's going to force Tempest to back off for the time being. Expulsion Zone up in 15, and Molten Core used as well. And now Tempest may just simply re-engage the boss. Hyde pings it. And we are going to see this. Miracle not even going to have 15 for this. They're about to reach it.
And Onkano going for that tribute as he is ready to stage dive in anytime he wants to. Basically, Tempest really going all in, and then they're just going to back away here.
They didn't know until right now, as you can see the pings, they did not know Onkano was missing here. He could have been in any other bush. He could have been behind the boss pit waiting to stage dive in. So it's always scary when you don't know that he's there to commit to a fight like that. Onkano just goes ahead and hearths home. This is great for Miracle. They have Curse. They stop the boss take. They still obviously are missing a keep, which is something they can never repair. But this is best possible scenario. The really bad part of this for Miracle, but there's something they can do about it, is that they're kind of going to have a wasted Curse because they can't really accomplish much except get 16. They're not going to do any structural damage. Although, as I say, that Honkano is down alone with a strong wave, so they will get one forward, it looks like.
But the entire team of Tempest rotating down, trying to punish Honkano, but Miracle is doing a great job following it. Let's see if Honkano can actually make it out of it. Gets taunted, CC'd, and just no way of surviving that.
That was all Tempest right there. Tempest actually stunning him before he could power slide, before he could get off a stage dive. Just locking him down with CC first. Dami too far out of position here as well. Tempest going to get 2 kills here. Curse accomplishes almost nothing. They get nearly a mid fort. Bot fort goes down, but they lose 2. The mid keep is already dead, and Tempest is pushing down this bot keep wall now. They're going to take these siege giants, and with Duck Duck on Sergeant Hammer, they may just simply be able to siege up this keep. 10 seconds to go on Honkano, and it looks like they're just going to back off. They don't want to lose all that EXP in top and bot. They want to get 21st. They get this cannon tower, and it seems to be nothing else. They're not going to try to force anything beyond this cannon tower. There's one more with Napalm. We'll finish up. Duck was like, we're going to get this tower though, right? Got it.
Yeah, they have so much poke. They have Sergeant Hammer and base lockdown on Leeming just on point right now. Just all the skill shots just landing on one. And the one thing that Tempest has been doing so well is just focusing on one target at the same time. And this is the only choice that Miracle can actually do right now. So Tempest,
all right,
maybe they're gonna try to stall it for some time. So I'm just scouting around
Signs in position. The scouting drone is so nice. There's no way they can deny this. And this actually ends up being a really smart play by Miracle. Was somewhat risky momentarily there, but with the heroes they have, especially that scouting drone, makes it easy to deny a steal. And this is a boss that isn't going to threaten anything, but it just relieves some of the pressure. It allows them to clear this mid lane, clear the bruisers, soak up some more EXP. Either way, Tempest will still get 21st, but they'll have it for less time. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to have 20 before Miracle, but the gap is going to be much closer, and they will likely not be able to do much off of it. Oh, is Miracle going to do the double boss? Are they crazy? They could take a fight before 20. Honkano is not showing on the map. This is wise. Oh, I think they're going to try to contest this. Honkano does show. Lockdown in risky position here. Does get out of that bush of death.
And a perfect tribute for Miracle, actually. Tempest actually has to decide right now if they want to go for the tribute or just boss.
This boss got a whole keep wall because Miracle threatened to steal boss, which forced Tempest to rotate then. Eventually, Modern Life went up there to finally finish off the boss. But during all of this, Honkano got extra EXP. They bought a lot of time. And this tribute isn't critical for Miracle. They're just trying to poke, buy some time here while Honkano gets them closer to 20. They want to minimize the time again that Tempest has 20 while they don't. And they're doing a great job of it so far. They have the mid bruiser camp pushing too, so that's relieving the mid pressure. And they're just going to poke here as long as they can. Tempest is going to have 20 soon, but then they're just going to back off. And again, it's about that time window.
And Kono is pretty low in HP, and he decides to Hearth home. He can join the fight anytime, but Tempest just hit 20. This is not the best time for Miracle to actually fight, but Molten Core is used. Knockdown's going to stall some more time as he gets so much poke.
Yeah, this is an interesting choice that they actually commit even the stage dive here and the Molten Core, two pretty long cooldowns. They buy time again, and I keep kind of pushing this point forward, but that was a bit aggressive. Either way, right now all Tempest can do with their 20 is take the boss. Miracle knows this. Let's see what they decide to do. They could split into 2 lanes to try to soak to even it up, or they can invade. They're going to go for the invade. They have Expulsion Zone. Sign in perfect position here, though, to deny and peel. They can't get the boss, and this could backfire big time for MVP Miracle.
And lockdown onto damage. They're on to chase on Sign, though. It looks like there's going to be a trade of front line. Dami taking some damage, but still alive. It is actually 5v4 now. Even if Tempest has 20, that's going to turn around the team fight a lot. Lockdown doing some poking, but not significant that they're getting a takedown. Crazy moving on to a chase to Duck.
The boss was still taken, though, and the catapult push mid is triple now onto the core. It's going to start doing some serious damage. The keep is now threatened as well. So Miracle kind of needs to get back and clean up their lanes as they do move over down to the bot lane. Hyde looking to threaten, but look at the core. It's about to be under attack.
Yeah, and the Haka just went straight up to take that tribute, and by the time they have next curse, it might be GG. And Miracle is still pretty far away from being level 20. It's going to take them a lot of time.
Honkano aggro these catapults before they hit the core, so they're going to be focused on him instead of the core, which is actually super important. So very nice subtle move there by Honkano to make sure that doesn't happen. But like you said, yeah, curse point for Tempest currently. This is the scary window I was talking about, you know? And Miracle's done everything they can to minimize the time that they have this disadvantage. But that time is almost over. 20 nearly reached. Crazy Moving misses that rain. So unfortunate. Okay, Modern Life comes in. He actually gets the pull. It's cleansed immediately here. Crazy Moving is in some serious trouble. Here comes the stage dive as well. This fight may decide the game. They're looking for the pick here on the lockdown. Hyde saves him here again with that second cleanse.
And it is Hyde sign on the chase. There is just no way of Miracle just winning the team fight right now. Lockdown is even palmed long time before. Hyde is just having fun right at this point. Entire team of Miracle just gone, going straight to the core. It looks like game 3 is going to go to Tempest.
Hyde with those cleanses, not level 7 cleanse of course, but you know his cleanse.
Cleansing touch.
Yeah, blessed touch. Yeah, that's really what won them that fight. Just removing those CCs. No 20 for Miracle. They had to take a fight anyways. Tempest will take the win here and move on to match point 2-1 in this series. One win away from taking the W, as Dreadnought would say here, against Miracle. And Miracle just not looking very strong so far this season compared to what you would have expected to see from them based on their Gold Club World Championship performance, their performance in Season 3 of OGN. And just the names alone, the ex-Tempest members they picked up, Honkano and Dami, are now being outclassed by the new Tempest